Hey everyone, Greta here. Today we are going to talk about pregnancy and yoga. Now let me confess, I've never been pregnant before, so all my sharing for today is based on my prenatal yoga teacher training, me teaching prenatal yoga for a very, very long time, I guess 7 years, 8 years, and also my observations on all the pregnant practitioners that have practiced with me. So if you are brand new to yoga, okay, I would actually suggest you to check with the doctor and just have their blessings before you enroll a prenatal yoga practice. It would be best to actually wait until you are in your second trimester to start practicing yoga. But then a lot of people, especially if you are practicing yoga prior to a pregnancy, they just don't know. They would just practice the sequence until they are like, oh, I'm actually pregnant, and it's actually into the second trimester. So getting back to the people who have never practiced yoga before, I know that for prenatal yoga, it's a lot less popular than a general yoga practice. However, I still would recommend you to dedicate that time, make time for that particular prenatal yoga class because it's a special kind of yoga. On the outside, it could look very gentle, very mild, but it's not just the yoga shapes that we do in a yoga practice. There's so much more into it. We take care of the mental emotional side of a pregnant woman. We do a lot of different breathings, a lot of different shapes. So it's not just physical, it's a lot more. So make that time and effort. Let's say you have made time for that 3 or 4 prenatal yoga class and you want to practice a little bit more. But then there's simply not enough prenatal class to fulfill your needs. Then what to do? You can sign up for maybe like a hatha or gentle stretch class, and not stressing on the intensity of the class. Rather, it's about the pacing of the practice. Hatha and gentle stretch, they are more slow so that you have more time to feel the body. I do recommend you to practice with a teacher who is a qualified prenatal yoga teacher as well. So even if you do a hatha class, a general yoga practice, go to their bio and just make sure that they do have that qualification before you sign up for it. Simply because when you are in a larger room setting or in a setting that is not specifically tailored for prenatal or pregnant women, some of the shapes might not be too suitable for pregnant women. So if you are practicing with a teacher who has that background, they will know how to take care of you accordingly. Another reason why I would recommend you to start your yoga journey when you're pregnant at a prenatal yoga setting is because you're in a space with other pregnant women as well. And that creates a different vibe. You feel more reassured, you feel a little bit more comfortable rather than just stepping into a room full of all these other people who are not pregnant other than you. So what about for people who are already yoga practitioners before they're pregnant? What to do? A lot of people, they don't even know that they're pregnant in their first trimester. So it's kind of like, oh, oops, okay. So that's fine. So once you know that you're pregnant, you can, it's always nice to just step into a prenatal yoga class and just have a feel of how things are. Every pregnancy is different. Every day could be different. Sometimes you do want to have a permission to be a bit more slow and more gentle, especially when your primary yoga practice is faster, like vinyasa based. Having said that, I'm not saying that you have to cut your primary yoga practice and do nothing except prenatal yoga. That's not it. You can always mix and match. Okay, but if you have a primary yoga practice, if you have a teacher that you're practicing with regularly, it's good to have a chat with them and just let them know and get their feedback and see how things are. What about inversions? What about like back bends, like wheel pose? Am I not supposed to do them? As a general rule of thumb, I would not start anything new that's physically demanding, and especially when it involves pressure or stress in the abdominal area and in the lower back area. What if I am practicing inversions before I got pregnant and I'm very comfortable with my inversions, so should I stop? My answer, I don't think you have to stop. really, like not like a full, like not a sudden abrupt stop, because you've been practicing or you have a very comfortable inversion practice prior to your pregnancy. Though that means that the entire system, body, breath, and mind, and everything are already used to being upside down, right? So, and pregnancy, it's not like an overnight thing. Your body changes gradually. But of course, this only refers to if you have a very solid inversion practice before you got pregnant. I've had a pregnant woman who loved going upside down. They say it's because, when the belly is kind of flipped, there's a lot of release in the lower abdominal region and also the lower back. So inversions work for that particular individual. It might not work for every pregnant woman. And also there are a lot of other alternatives like a wide leg forward fold or a downward facing dog that could give you similar effects. How about back bending, like wheel pose? Well, similar to inversions, again, it's the same rule of thumb. If you've been practicing, if you have a very solid and very comfortable wheel pose before you got pregnant, I don't see why not. Again, I have had a pregnant woman who loves doing wheel pose. When I offered, she used to come to my Hatha class. I'm like, okay, let's do bridge. And then second time, like if you want to, place your hands beside the ears to go up into a wheel pose, go right into it, and boom, she would go all the way up. And she said it released her lower back. Pregnancy is quite a long journey. Your body and your emotional side will definitely change from day to day. So just give yourself permission to do anything that really fits your mood, your body, and don't feel you cannot do anything when you're pregnant. Don't feel restricted by pregnancy. It's not an illness. You're not injured. You're not sick or anything at all. Don't let that limit you, but rather use this time in your life to be a little bit more aware and maybe tune into your intuitive self a little bit more. So that's my sharing for today. Take it easy. I'll see you again soon.